are joined by, again, I say it every episode, but it doesn't make it any less true, a very special guest. He played for Leeds United in what was one of their stellar times during the 89-90 season, obviously promoted to Div 1, and then also in the Div 1 91-92 season, winning the title. Obviously, other seasons as well, played more than 300 games at Doncaster as well. Bit of time at Sheffield Wednesday. His name is Glynn Snodin, also known as Snods. Thank you very much for joining me today, mate. And so far, it's a Thursday morning over there in England. How's the weather and how's your day going so far?
Good morning, CJ, and good morning, everybody. Yeah, it's fine to be fair today. Great not to see any rain for once.
Oh, that's all.
Fantastic. So I've been out with my dogs.
Yep.
Yeah, I always walk my dogs. So out with them today before I did this interview. Yeah.
That's always good to hear. Rightio. So obviously, my first question is the same question for every guest, and it's pertaining to their sport of choice that they ended up going professional in. And it's, what is your earliest memory of football?
Oh, I think when I was a baby that I probably didn't even know, because my mum and dad's got photos of me where I've got one of these balls with the laces in it that I'm holding when I look like about 18 months old. So I've got this ball there. Yeah. With the laces in it. So that's going back some time. So, and then from my mum and dad were saying that were it. I just wanted a ball. I wanted to kick it ball in the house, in the garden. So it looks like, it started straight away, I think.
That's fair enough. And obviously, everyone who has listened to the recent podcasts with former Leeds United guests knows that I'm a Leeds United tragic, very proud of my Leeds heritage. But obviously, to anyone who knows you as a Leeds fan, knows you during your time at Leeds. But your career in football didn't actually start at Leeds, to anyone who may not know. It was at Doncaster. That was your youth sort of time. So what was it like going through back then? To anyone who also doesn't know, it wasn't a academy sort of system as it is now. It was like under 14s sort of thing, from what I'm led to believe. And so what was it like going from your junior club to being called up for the 14-year-old for Doncaster?
In fact, it might have been 15 when I went there, because I didn't
Oh
even go
wow,
in
okay.
training until I was 15 with Doncaster. So, well, I was playing for a local team because Rotherham Boys,
Mm-hmm.
me and my brother both were playing at Rotherham Boys, but I think because the height, we didn't get in, so we just stood on the sideline. So
Yeah.
so we ended up then going to playing for his local team, and a team called Edlington White Stars, which were very good. And
Yep.
all of a sudden, we had a few good players. We were winning everything, and then a gentleman came down and watched us, Morris Setters, who was
Mm-hmm.
with Big Jack with Ireland.
Yep.
So who was the manager then? And then he came down and said, "Look, we want to invite you to training at 15." And like I said, I was 15 years old, and like I said, it was fantastic. Like to go into a football club then, thinking,
Yeah.
I'm from a council estate. We had nothing, we
This is
got
the dog's
nothing, and
bollocks, you
you
know.
know, yeah, definitely. So for me then to go into a football club, yeah, and then again, I know they're in the lower divisions, but it was
But
fantastic
it's still it's
for
still a
me to.
professional club nonetheless.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And like I say, it was because they were good crowds as well, even in them
Mm,
days. I remember going to watch a game. When I was 15, 16. They played
mm.
Hull City
Oh
uh,
wow.
in a cup game. 22,000. Doncaster versus Hull, 22,000 at Bellevue, the
Wow.
old Bellevue. And I thought,
That's
oh my
incredible.
Lord, what? Now and I could feel the atmosphere, and I'm thinking, I want to be out there and play in front of
Yeah.
these crowds. And
Oh,
luckily,
absolutely.
like I said, yeah, there's a lot of players, a lot of kids at 15, 16s, 18s that get
They
thrown
burn
away
out
and
before they get
thrown
the
on their
chance,
heat.
sort of
And
thing.
yeah, and it's hard. No, I mean, again, luckily I've not had that situation. I've been there, but when you hear the stories and how they take
Mm.
it must be hard. It's got to be difficult, especially when it's something they love.
Oh, absolutely. Like, if anything, I've learned, if there's one thing I've learned from interviewing many sporting athletes from many different sports, it's at under 15s, under 16 sort of thing, where you're starting to get a bit of a foothold, making it through the ranks. Under 16s doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to get a start in the first team when you're 20 years old. Sometimes you may have to go to other clubs to get that start.
Yeah,
Sometimes you may end up burning out before you finish school, and it's like, nah, you know what? I'm okay. I made it how I made it. But obviously, you're definitely one of the exceptions that definitely was exceptional in going through and playing well over 500 plus professional first class, like first team games. And that first team game was with your youth career club, Doncaster. What was it like, the week of sort of leading up to, getting your first team game?
Well, I didn't get to know well the night before the game, so
Oh,
they kept it under wraps.
yep.
So then, because you're a young lad, and they didn't want to probably tell you the week before,
Yeah,
so
get
it's
your
not
head all
playing
in
on
the
your
like
mind.
your head will go
Yeah,
everywhere, sort of thing.
yeah. So it was like the night before, which didn't give you time to think, and you just couldn't wait for that day to come. I'll be honest, I was ready to go and ready to want to play, because, like I said, when I went to that game against Ulland, this is what I want. I want to
Yeah,
play in front of crowd. So it's okay talking it, but then you got to get out there
back
and
it up.
produce and do. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. And obviously he went on to play, from what I'm led to believe, 306 first team games for Doncaster, which is incredible. Because not many players, as we just mentioned, get into the first team. Some of them play 20 or 30 and then they move on to the next club, sort of thing. So to play 300 plus games at your youth club in the first team is incredible. What would be your personal highlight when during your time at Doncaster?
To be fair, because at the younger age, we're going in every day, knowing that I'm
Mm,
a footballer, I'm a professional
yeah,
footballer, playing uh, for the community that want you to win, and,
yeah,
the crowds are there, the fans are there, they love you, they give you everything they've got, and you've got to give them everything. You know what I mean? That's
yeah,
who you play for. You play. I've always said you play for three sets of people. You play for the supporters who pay your wages and pay your money, because
mm,
that's who you've got to do it for. Then you've
yep,
got your mates on there that, for that 90 minutes plus, they're your best mates that you've got to play for as well and help out. And then you've got your family and your manager at the same time as well,
yeah,
that you look up to. And luckily, I had Stan Anderson for the first 18 months, I think it was,
hmm,
and a great gentleman who taught me a lot as a young lad. And then all of a sudden, one of my heroes came in, Billy Bremner,
yeah.
to manage Doncaster Rovers. And when they walked through that door that day, God,
Mate,
I know he
I'm
wanted
getting
five,
goosebumps just
five,
hearing that.
yeah. He seemed like 6'6" when he walked through the door to me. I mean,
Were
it
you a
was great
Leeds
that I
United fan growing up then?
72 when they beat Arsenal, yeah.
Yeah,
So
wow. Hold
that's
that
the
thought.
day.
I've actually got something just literally just off camera I want to show you because that's really interesting
Yeah.
that you bring that up. I've actually got here an original poster of the champion, sorry, it's blurred, but it's the
Oh wow,
19
yeah,
it's the 1968 team that won the first division championship. Yeah,
wow.
sorry, it was blurred. And to anyone who's listening.
No, that's
But
fine.
but
No,
that's
wow.
so cool to hear that you were definitely a Leeds United fan growing up as well.
Yeah, and for the gaffer then to come
Yeah,
through that door and then going to
that's what
be
I'm saying.
manager. Oh
What was it
wow.
like being
It's
coached under Billy?
Oh, fantastic. I couldn't wait to get in every day. And the other players were the same. He
Yeah.
just loved football. He loved joining in with us,
Oh
giving
wow.
us advice about the stories of Legion. I mean, after training, we probably trained for an hour and a half, and it was hard work, let me tell you, with the gaffer. It was. You had to, the intensity was there. I mean, the
Yeah.
ground about working as an intensity. Now, God, he made you work in intensity and played one touch, two touch, and he
Yeah.
told you everything about the game, the little
But work hard,
what
but play harder as well.
Correct. Yes. Oh, yeah. You had a bit. You had to have a bit of both under the gaffer. Yeah, as the
Yeah.
Leeds United team player. So he brought some of that into us, and he got us a good team and a good camaraderie with the players that we got. Brought some down from Scotland, and it was a great few years. A good few years actually, playing under him. And even like I said, we're doing now in our training. Then it got a communal bath where
Yeah.
everybody just went in, but we've probably been there another hour and a half listening to Gaffer's stories about all the Leeds United days. Oh, we didn't want to go home. It was brilliant.
Oh,
You're
wow, that would
thinking,
have been.
where's a bath? And I've been watching him playing FA Cup finals because there weren't that much coverage then in them days in the
Yeah.
70s, were there? So, yeah, I'm sat in the bath listening to him about these stories. Oh, well, they were magnificent. Yeah, couldn't get any better.
Oh, that's incredible. Um, and obviously, after your time at Doncaster came to an end, you could say, you ended up moving over to Sheffield Wednesday, where you linked up for the
Yeah,
first time, from what I'm led to believe, with future Leeds United coach Howard Wilkinson.
yeah,
He was the head gaffer
yes.
at Sheffield. First of all, what was it like moving over to Sheffield Wednesday? Obviously, not knowing what was ahead with Leeds United, etc., going from Doncaster to the Sheffield Wednesday system.
Yeah, well, the gaffer then didn't even want me to go. He wanted me to sign another contract and have a testimonial because I've been there 9 years then.
Yep.
And I just thought, well, it's a time like to test myself and go and play at a higher level.
See if I can do it at another club, sort of thing.
Yeah, and yes, and that's what I wanted to do.
Hmm.
Now I went there and it was completely different to how the gaffer coached and trained to Howard's in them days anyway.
Yeah.
How he trained, it was
That was
like
literally going to be my next question: is how did Howard's coaching differ from the coach at Doncaster?
completely different, completely.
Yeah.
Gaffer were all football. Where it was all fitness work with Howard. But I'll tell you what, he knew everything about the opposition. He knew
Yep.
everything about the player that you were playing against. So he give you all the information on that. He was ahead of his time,
Oh wow.
really ahead of his time.
Speaking of Howard in
Uh,
particular, obviously it's a well-known fact these days that Howard, when he was at Leeds, he split the change room for the better in the sense of first team players in one locker room, second team players in the other locker room, and it was to get the thing of the second team players that they wanted to be the first team. He'd get it, he'd put them in the second team sort of thing to be like to edge them on to be better, to want to
yes,
be better. Did he do that at Sheffield Wednesday as well, or was that just a Leeds United thing?
it was just one dressing room at Sheffield Wednesday. You got the young
Okay.
lads that were probably 18,
Yeah.
that come well, in the other dressing room, but not like that situation. No, he
Okay.
did it. Yeah, because they want that much space. I don't think at Sheffield Wednesday anyway, and the squad sizes as well. So yeah, so we
Yeah.
just had one big squad. But yeah, he was ahead of his time for definite. I would always how he knew everything about the opposition, and you knew everything about what were happening when you went there.
Yeah.
You played
You mean
every
like,
week.
Gaffer would like if something happened, like a negative play against you, you'd be like, Gaffer said that would happen in training this week.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
and it did. It got every point right. So it made your job easier, sort of thing,
Yeah.
because you already know about them. Yeah. Whereas when you were playing under the gaffer Billy, you wanted to. That was it. It were about us. You were going out to win and play, and it were about how we performed, and not about looking at the opposition.
Gotcha. So Howard definitely brought a different way of coaching to
Yeah.
to your eyes and to Sheffield Wednesday. Then obviously it goes without saying, after your stint at Sheffield Wednesday, Howard calls you over, hey, do you want to come to Ellen Road, etc. How did that all come about?
Well, I was just it was funny because I was just having a bit of illness problems and I didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then but I knew there's something because I want myself. And then I would say, "Oh, the gaffer's bill is coming for you. If you want to go to Leeds, it's up to you. You make the choice. It's still here for you if you want to stay here."
Yeah.
Uh, and I, straight away, as soon as the gaffer came in, it was Leeds United. Oh, well,
Well, not
that's
just
it.
that,
I
it
just
was
want
Howard was there as well.
yes, yes. And then, what do you mean when he came over to Leeds as well? Then
Yeah.
TJ, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sorry. Yeah.
I've been so I've been at Sheffield Wednesday with Howard, and then got a call from Billy to come to Leeds, and then also
Yeah.
Billy gets sacked, and then Howard comes back in. So
Yeah.
yeah, played under two managers, which again completely different, but both very good.
Yeah, absolutely. And then obviously once you get to Ellen Road, get to Leeds and all that, and it's for anyone that's a Leeds fan growing up, it's church basically. Everyone says I want to go to church. Like going to church on Saturday, Sunday, this, that, the other. What was it like to pull on the colours of Leeds United, and not just as a fan, but as a player for Leeds United for the first time?
Oh, even going through the gates, because then we trained in the Fullerton car park, where the Fullerton car
Yep.
park is. We trained there then, so we were always arriving at the ground, getting changed, and then up the steps, and you're in, and even coming through there, I think they said get there for about 9:45 or something. I was there at 9. You know what I mean? I just couldn't wait to get there because it's Leeds United, and yeah,
Yeah.
and then to walk in the dressing room and you see everything, all the pictures, and it was amazing for me. It was amazing. Yeah, I couldn't. That day, what a great day in my life.
That's incredible, and just a little cat making a bloody guest appearance over here. Um, now that's so incredible to hear. As a Leeds fan, I can obviously only imagine what that was like. Um, Obviously, Leeds went on to have a tremendous, and that's not even lightly used that term, a tremendous amount of success with you in the squad and Howard Wilkinson at the helm in particular. 89, 90 Leeds, or we
Yeah,
as a fan as well, get promoted from Division Two to Division One. To anyone who doesn't know, that's the equivalent of the Championship to the Premier League these days. And Leeds don't just go and get promoted; they win Division Two.
yeah,
As they go up as champions, and
yes,
they go on to finish fourth the following year in the Division One
yeah.
and win the Division One title the following year, which has only been done to anyone who's listening. I think I did the math; it was about four times. It's been
Wow,
done by Leeds, Sheffield, Derby, and I think Fulham is the other team. I may be wrong in assuming
right.
Fulham. Only four times. Fun fact though, two of those clubs were at the time when they did that feat was by Brian Clough, a manager who could not get anything out of Leeds United. Um,
Yes.
anyway, I digress about that, but it was quite a tremendous amount of success at Leeds that you were integral, and I don't use that word lightly, integral to that success. What was it like at the club going through the trials and tribulations of those 3 seasons under Howard Wilkinson and with the squad?
Well, when you win, it's great. You can't beat
Yeah,
it. You think you're going to win every game.
yeah,
Soon as you walk out on a Saturday, on a Tuesday night, Wednesday night, whenever, you think you're going to, you're invincible. You think, the team we've got, what we've got, how we're going. This is the season where, we'll steamroll teams. And like I say, our God is fit. We were fit, definitely. And that's why we kept going to the end, and we get late goals. But then the players he brought in as well, that he
mm,
added to the squad, were absolutely magnificent. I mean, that they always say who's the best player you play with, and that quartet for me, for Leeds United, when we had Gordon, the skipper,
Gordon
Gary
Strachan. Yep,
McAllister, yeah,
yep,
Gary McAllister in there, David Batty, and God bless his soul, Gary Speed on
yep.
the left side. What a quartet that was! Absolutely brilliant, and to play behind them. I as a left back, and to play behind that for wow, magnificent. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously everyone plays an integral part of a successful team and successful seasons, etc. What was it like getting not I'll start with the 89-90 season, Division Two, which is inarguably a tougher division than the Division
yeah.
One because you play a lot more games, a lot more under the pump, etc. What was Division Two like for you personally throughout that 89-1990 season?
It was good and bad because I got this illness, ME,
Mm,
which I've been diagnosed with. Now that knocked me out a lot of games, which I was gutted with. Normally, because there were some days I'd go in and I feel absolutely wiped out, as though I've been working 68 hours non-stop. It was
mm.
crazy how it got to you. The odd days I'd be fine. And I remember one day when Howard said, "How were you feeling?" And I said, "I'm not too bad." He said, "Let me give you a fitness test." So I went to give me a fitness test, and all of a sudden I'm waking up in the treatment room. And I
Oh
thought,
shit, you passed out, didn't you?
what's happening? Yeah, so I blacked out, which again, and yet I felt fine that day. But when I started going, so yeah, it was an illness that, oh, it got to me. To be fair, yeah,
Mm,
it did. It got me down because I was missing games, and it was a good
yeah.
season, and I wanted to be more involved. So from a personal point of view, yeah, that wasn't great for me. But from a perspective and from a Leeds fan as I am, and from the team, oh, fantastic season! Right, the lads were the socks off, and everybody wants to be at Leeds United, no matter if they're bottom at league, middle of the table, home or away. When we used to go away, it used to be the biggest crowd of the season, and they
And
used
it's
to
the
give
same way.
everything.
Pe-
And
I
it's
like
still
to
the same
say
now.
people don't want people want Leeds in the Premier League so they can beat Leeds in the Premier League, sort of thing is the way I like to put it.
Yeah, yes, totally correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
and like I say, the fan base is unbelievable. So it's a full house everywhere they go. And
Yeah.
then we used to
Even
play.
if when they're in League One, still full house.
Yes, oh, totally agree. Yeah, and we used to play teams, like I said, when we'll probably speak later, when Simon was managing our assistant, we used to watch the videos and we used to think, God, we've got to smash these. Look, they ain't got what we've got, and they can't do this, they can't do that. And then all of a sudden we turn up, they run 5 yards quicker, they jump 2 yards higher, they tackle, and you think, well, this won't bother me. I've never seen this team do this before.
Mm.
But it's because it's Leeds United. Leeds United are in town and they come.
Yep.
And then the next game, so if we play them Saturday, the next game on the Tuesday, they get absolutely smashed because they
Yep.
give everything that day. It was
Exactly.
crazy. We always look for the result afterwards.
Exactly. The only team that I would ever try to compare the fan base to is Sunderland. Because I've just recently got into
Yes,
watching the Sunderland Till I Died three season
yes,
documentary, and that is probably the only fan base that I would say is, I wouldn't say the equivalent because let's go Leeds United, true and true,
yes,
but they're definitely the closest to being on par with Leeds United as in terms of dedication, packing out the crowds no matter what league you're in, do or die, sort of
yeah.
thing. And what obviously you've had the chance to play against Sunderland throughout your time. Would you say that's a sort of fair statement?
Oh, yeah, they're working. They're a working people. They
Yeah,
work to
they're a
get the
one
team
town
to just
team.
go watch the thing. Yeah, they are. You know what I mean? And they, similar with Newcastle as well. That
Okay.
the Geordies, they're unbelievable. You know what I mean? And the Northeast, the two Northeast teams,
Mm.
they just love the football and work and want to follow them wherever they are, home and away. Yeah, and they're so
When
passionate.
you Speaking of, when you were at Leeds, what team did you hate playing away, whether it was because of the fan base or because of the players you were going up against?
They were tough games when you used to go to like your Liverpools, your Man Uniteds.
Hmm.
They were tough, but you never really, I don't think, hated
Hmm.
the toughest place where you think, oh my god, here we go. Well, like probably Wimbledon in the early days when you had to go down there with Fashion Vinny and all that lot,
Yep.
and then also
Isn't it
Millwall.
funny?
You know,
Vinny ended up going up to Leeds.
yeah, I know, amazing, wasn't it? Yeah, and they were great guy, absolutely great guy. We loved him, and then Millwall. I mean,
Yep.
a place which
Oh,
you know it's not nice to go to, but you've got to roll your sleeves up and give everything you've got. Yeah,
and get it done. Absolutely. And let's tangent into that just quickly before we continue the interview part of it and talk about Leeds United going into the international break, because they played Millwall just recently and won 2
yeah,
0 to secure, you
yes.
could say, the top spot in the championship leading into the international break. First of all, what are your thoughts on the Leeds United season so far? And, how do you think there's only about 10 games, 9 games left. How do you think Leeds will fare in the back end of the season?
Well, the season's gone great so far because we're top of the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah, isn't
So
it
yeah,
great?
oh, absolutely fantastic. But it's still not over because you've
No.
got, like I said, 3 clubs and Southampton are just there as well. That's not giving in. They're not going
No.
away. So for what we've done and how we've produced, and I mean, when we look on the counter attack, the pace we've got and the
Mhm.
goals we've got in us now in the championship, I think is frightening. And I think they do fear coming to Allen Road, thinking we've got to be 100% and they've got to be 50% for us to get something here.
Yeah.
The away teams. So yeah, so what they've done so far, CJ, is absolutely magnificent. But as we said, you don't win anything in March and April. You win it
No.
in May. So you've got to be focused, and I think they've got a manager there that will keep them focused.
I think so.
Daniel, I think he's been there, seen it, done it before, so he knows how to get them get teams over the line. So I think
Yeah.
everything will be fine. I do.
Yeah. Realistically, because I try to not let my bias get in the way of my following of my teams. But when I say teams, I mean like across different sports. I realistically, as a Leeds fan at this point in the season, see Leeds a success is automatic promotion. Finish first or second,
Yes.
that's success.
Yeah.
Anything below that,
Yes.
even if we do get promoted, is a failure in my opinion because of how well we have done leading up to this point in the season. I'm
Yes.
very excited, and even though I wasn't alive for the 89-90 season, as in Division Two promotion into Division One, I've watched a lot of documentaries, and especially the most a recent one that was about 10 years ago. Um, and if I'm wrong in assuming, I may be, it's giving a very similar vibe to that promotion season, then as in the vibe around Leeds compared
Yeah.
to the Bielsa one. Not taking away anything from the
Yes.
Bielsa promotion, but it's just giving the similar vibe of the 89-90 than it is of the Bielsa 2018, like 2019
Yeah.
sort of championship to Premier League. Do you feel the same way given you played in the 89-90 season?
Oh, exactly. Yeah. And again, you're on about Bielsa. I love Bielsa. I love
Oh, I
Bielsa.
love him
I
too.
thought the way he played, and I know sometimes when he played the big clubs, you think, don't please change for that one game. But he stuck to his guns. He had a go, and I love the man as a manager and also as a person. When you listen to him and what he did for them, and yeah,
Mm.
absolutely fantastic. But all them seasons that, like I said, 89, 90, and this one is now. Yes, I can see it at the moment in time
Yeah.
where we're going to be, yeah, first or second, definitely. And I hope it's
I,
champions. It's great that we can go up as champions, but if it means runners
fingers
up, we're
crossed.
still there. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. As I said, first, second, absolutely stoked. If we have to go into the playoffs, I think I'm not saying that we fail in the sense of we lose. I think we'll win the playoffs
Yes.
regardless and get promotion. But I just think that finishing anything less than first or second is will leave a bit of a bad taste in my mouth, given how well they've done after the setback of being relegated, etc. Because if I'm being honest, if someone had told me the week after the last season finished and we'd been relegated, if someone had told me you're going to be in contention for promotion by the end of
Yes.
next season, I would have laughed in your face. You know,
Yeah.
but
Correct. Yeah.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
would.
Ipswich have done very well, but I'm
Oh,
just
they have.
hoping that just some of them haven't really probably been there, done it. Leicester have. They've got
Hmm.
players that have done that and been there, and I'm hoping that, like I say, they might just feel that pinch coming up to the last furlong. Yeah.
I definitely agree. Now, tangenting back into the interview, of course. Obviously 91-92, a stellar season, winning Division One with Leeds United in the squad, integral part of it. Obviously, you went on loan for a little bit, but that doesn't take away from the fact that you were in part of the squad as well for the season. What was it like being part of a Division One, winning squad, winning team, winning vibes, for lack of a better term?
Well, that was your dream as a child growing up from when I said from 18 months old, and then playing for your school team, then you're playing for your Sunday league team, and then going to Doncaster Rovers at lower level. That's your dream. That's what you aim for. That's what you want to do and want to play for.
Yeah.
And at least I've been there and done that, and I'd love to have been there much longer. But like I said, I think my illness did not help. I'd have rather
Yeah.
have had a bad injury where I knew how long I was going to be. So
Yeah.
that didn't
Yeah.
help. That's the only thing I'm gutted about. But
Okay.
uh, everything else, yeah, I'd do it all over again, and I'd do it with that club because it's one of the greatest clubs to be involved with, and like I said, to be in that top level with them. Well, amazing, absolutely amazing. Those players in the dressing room are going in and sitting with them every day and talking, and you think, I'm part of these. I'm a council lad, and then you look at others and you say, probably he's been from council, and he's been from council, and he's
Yeah.
come from a council estate. So yeah, we're all there, same fighting for the same thing.
That's incredible. Obviously, your time at Leeds came to an end, and you ended up spending a bit of time with Hearts, Barnsley, and finishing up,
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong, with Gainsborough Trinity, notching up over 130 games with Gainsborough Trinity, if I'm not mistaken. So you had a fair knock there. What was it like going from Leeds, beloved Leeds, to those other clubs, and obviously eventually finishing up your career?
When in fact, I went to Rotherham
Oh,
on
okay,
on
okay,
just before I went to Hearts, and I was just going
okay.
to sign, but Joe Jordan were down at the game looking at a player,
Hmm.
uh, and then he rung the gaffer about myself because I played that night, and he asked if I'd come up and have a chat with him, and so he showed me round, and that's it. And again, I think he swayed me because it was Joe Jordan, the next Leeds
Yeah,
player again. So
yep,
and he spoke to Gaffer, and Gaffer spoke to me then about going up there and playing for Joe, and he said, yeah, it's going to be different, but give it a go, see what you think. And then I went on 3 months loan to Oldham
hmm,
previous to that,
yep,
and played under Joe Royal, which again, what a player, what a manager to play under. Absolutely brilliant. He did want to play football, and again built a good squad
yep.
in the top level. And then as I signed for Hearts on this day, there were a phone call that night because I were up there to my wife that was at home in Doncaster from Joe Rowe asking me to go and over to sign. But I just signed 8 hours previous to Hearts. So yes, so I ended up playing there, coming back to Yorkshire
Hmm.
after a couple of years because it was nice to play in Europe. That
Yeah.
that's one of the things I went for as well. So that's one thing I've not done because of the ISIL Stadium, and we finished up there with Chef Wednesday one season, but we couldn't get into Europe because of what happened.
Yeah.
So so it was nice to at least play in Europe as well when I was up there with Arts and playing again under Joe John, like I said, and then came to Barnsley with Viv Anderson and Danny Wilson. Had a good time there, a couple of years, and really enjoyed my stint there. But I know it was coming to an end. And then when I went to Carlisle, actually, and it was the travelling, and then I was 30, what were I then, 35, 36, and I thought, it's too much for this art. If I was 21, and it's different, but no, not at that age. And I said to Mick Wadsworth, who was the manager then, and Mervyn Day was there as well as his coach. And I just said, listen, I think it's time, to be fair. And he said, well, come and be chief scout. I went to the and I said, chief scout. I said, I don't know anything now, how you do it, what you do. He says, no, we'll learn you, don't worry, I'll get your coaching badges. And if it weren't for Mick Wadsworth, probably I still won't be in football, but that's what started me off. He made me the chief scout, watching games. Then he got me on my coaching badges. So, I've a lot to thank Mick for, to be fair. So he did great for me. And then when I went to Gainsbury, it was for my mate, Ernie Moss. He was a striker who used to play at Sheffield. Then he came to Donny and he says, can you help me out for a couple of games? He says,
ended up 120 plus games later.
No, somebody's messed about with the Wikipedia.
Oh, they have?
I didn't play all them games there, so I don't know who's messed about with that.
Because I even cross-referenced and everything, not just Wikipedia, but I got stinged by it.
No, I definitely didn't play, especially at that age as well. God,
I was thinking, you know what? I was thinking that when I was reading it, because I cross-referenced it and everything. I'm like, surely, because I'm like, he was in his 30s at this point. He's not going to be playing that many. Yeah, jeez.
So I don't know how many actually, but it was nowhere near that. So
probably been 3 or 4.
Yeah, ended up playing for Ernie for how long would it be? 6 months, something like that. But I remember one game, it was brilliant. We're playing Boston away.
Okay.
And the managers for Boston were Mel Steele and Nimble Everardi. So I played for Gainsbury and it's 1-1. And it's about, 15, 20 minutes to go.
Yep.
And I've started coming running at the foot, and he's going, put him on his right foot, he ain't got one. So anyway, I've ended up coming inside, and for once in my life, I smashed it with my right foot, and it's gone in top corner. And I've just gone over to them, and I've gone, see, I tell you, I've got a right foot. Well, they were going by me, Mel and Imre,
Yeah, that's
so it was nice.
That's so good. That's a very full circle moment, that is, isn't it, for your career? Is it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah. So
that's awesome.
That was it. Finished with them, and like I say, ended up going chief scouting.
I was going to say, since retiring, what have you been up to? Which is definitely a great deal. Obviously, you went into scouting. What have you done after scouting, or are you still scouting?
No, what I did, I went into, like I said, the coaching side of it after that, and started off with Doncaster with me, with chief scout with Carlisle, then went with my brother to Doncaster Rovers, who were then in the National League, because like I said, they'd just been demised by the old chairman, and then they wanted to get the club going.
Yep.
So they asked me to get it going, which we did, and like I say, it was nice to get the club up and back on its feet, to be fair, because they were
back to where it belongs, sort of thing.
Yeah, it was just absolutely completed, run down, and there were no paperwork, no balls, no goals, no training ground, there were nothing. It was like you start from scratch at a Sunday league team.
Wow.
So to get it going, it was fantastic, and to be part of it, to get it back up to where it was in the Football League, fantastic. And then I ended up going to Charlton Athletic after that. We Mervyn Day and Alan Kirbishley, and spent 7 great years there with that club in the Premiership. Absolutely fantastic. And that was it. I've just been coaching, like I say, ever since then, because then I went to Southampton with George Bailey and spent 2 years there with him, I think it was, with George. Again, what a man. I worked with some great people, to be fair. I can't thank them enough as well. Because and good clubs, and then went to West Ham with Curbs again for 18 months until things were happening in the background, and he resigned, and then came to the mighty Leeds after that with Simon. So I got a call from him. Well, I heard he got the job around Christmas time.
Yep.
And I says to him, listen, great, mate. I said, just get this club back where it belongs. I said, I wish you all the best and make sure you do it. He said, yeah, well, he said, but you're going to be with me. And I went, sorry?
Yeah,
He went,
pardon?
you'll
Yeah.
be with me. I went, what do you mean I'm going to be with you? He said, I want you with me. He said, I've got Ian Miller in. He said, I want you in. That's just going to be his backroom team. I said, look, I can't at the moment because it's going through this court with West Ham United.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll probably be February by the time everything's sorted. I said, so if you've got to get somebody else, mate, you'll get somebody else. I said, listen, and I appreciate what he said. No, we'll wait. We'll do it. We'll wait.
Oh,
we'll
wow.
get in here. And he did. True to his word, he did. And I've got to walk through that door again at Thorpe Park's training ground and then back at Ellen Road. Wow. Fantastic. Once again to be there.
Yeah, that's incredible. That really is. And obviously, one of the biggest influences and people in a sporting person's life is their coaches. Obviously, from they make us the people we are, etc. And which coach across your life has had the biggest impact on the player you were and the person you are today?
The gaffer, Billy.
Yeah.
All day long. Yeah, all day long. From day one. In fact, when he first came in at Doncaster, I was like a number 10 striker or a wide player. And then when Gaffer came in and he watched a few games and then he said, right, he says, the way I'm going to play, so I'm going to play you at left back. I went, sorry?
He went, polar opposite of a striker.
I can't play left back. I said, I've never played left back in my life as a kid or anything. He went, I said, I can't defend. I said, look at the size of me. He went, no, you're not going to defend. Don't worry. He said, I'm going to get you going forward. He said, so you don't have to worry about them. He said, them centre halves will do all that stuff. He said, so I'm going to get you going forward. And he said, you'll enjoy. Anyway, first couple of games, I thought, I can't play here. I don't know what he wants, what I've got to do. And anyway, then he started talking to me in dressing rooms and getting me into his office and showing me things, telling me things. I thought, right. And then all of a sudden, as the games went on, the next 3, 4, 5 games, I thought, oh, right, I've got what it means now. I've got it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I absolutely loved it from then. And so, yeah, I've got to thank him for the gaffer. And if he said, run up that wall, you would. Not me, but any player. Because that's how much respect we had from him and what we do for him.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's incredible to hear. Obviously, rest his soul, of course. So obviously it's time for quick fire questions. Anyone who listens to this podcast knows that there's 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and quick fire questions on Life and Sport podcast. First question is Apple or Android?
Sorry, me dog bark then. Apple or?
That's okay. Apple or Android?
Oh, God. Do you want to be honest? None. I hate, honestly, I am terrible on anything like that.
Fair enough.
Terrible. I am. And I'd like to talk to people. Yeah, I'm a talker that likes to get out and be in company. I know it's taking over and that's how the world is. But if I've got to pick one, Apple.
Okay, fair enough. For reference, every single guest except one has said Apple. The only one that hasn't said Apple is a former Leeds United player from that 89-90 team as well. And just before I mention his name, John Newsom said it doesn't surprise him. Andy Cousins said it doesn't surprise him. It was Dylan Kerr that said Android.
I'm going to say the ledge, yeah. Yep. He's different.
He really is. He's definitely a different kettle of fish, but he's such a good bloke. Next question is, what's your favorite movie of all time?
Oh, what a good question. See, I don't know if you've ever seen it, and it's a Yorkshire-based one, Kes.
Kes?
Kes, K-E-S. Have you ever seen it about the bird?
No, I haven't. Is it good?
Scene in it. Oh, yeah. It's based in Barnsley. And it's it is very.
Well, I'll be sure to download it and I'll give it a watch and I'll let you know my thoughts in the next week. Absolutely.
Yes, it's called, You'll love the football scene. You'll love it.
Okay, Ripper. You know what? I'll go to YouTube after our recording is done and I'll find that scene in particular and I'll give you my thoughts on that. And then I'll watch the movie later in the week with my thoughts on it as well. My next question: how do you like your steak?
Oh, medium rare, medium. Yeah.
Just not not blue and mooing, but also not being a manhole cover of well done.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I see the
As you
juice.
could say, a happy medium. Yeah.
Yes, you can taste it. You can see the juices, and you can taste it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And my final question for quickfire is flip flops or Crocs?
Flip flops.
Yeah, absolutely. Again,
Yeah.
I think I've only ever had 2 or 3 guests say Crocs. So, yeah, I agree.
Well, they're the younger generation.
Yeah, even though I'm younger, I'm definitely not that generation. Definitely not a Crocs fan. So I've got 2 final questions. First question is,
Yeah.
who was the pest or prankster of the locker room when you were at Leeds United?
Oh, I'd say, mind you, I were in with him a few times as well. John Sheridan.
Okay, yep.
Uh, and John Styles. Yeah, John
Okay.
Sheridan, John Styles. They were practicing, but I've been with John Sheridan on a couple of things. In fact, there were one day, honestly, was
Mhm.
brilliant. Just quick, if you've got a little bit of time, TJ.
Absolutely, go for it.
Alan Sutton, the physio, the
Mhm.
legendary physio at Leeds United, who's been there for years and years. Anyway, this washing machine came to reception, so we just about to go out training up to, like I said, Fullerton
Yep.
car park. And then there was a ticket office at the end of the Fulton car park. So you walked up the steps, and they were like, the roof.
Mhm.
So we've gone, who's that? Who's this? So he says, oh, it's Sutties. Went Sutties.
Okay.
He went, yes. I went, all right. He said, there was a thing. It was Andrea, they called him. There was a thing, Andrea, put for sale on it for. There's a big piece of board.
Yep.
So she went, what for? We went, we're just going to do something with it. So she went, no. You went, no, honestly, just do it. We won't say you've done it. So
Yep.
she got this big, massive thing like for sale. So we put it on this brand new washing machine. So me and Shez, can you imagine now with HR? Me and Shez have carried it from from the reception area up these steps onto the ticket office and put it on and put for sale. And then we started training. So all of a sudden you could hear Sutty shouting at that. Now, God bless his soul, so he's brilliant. Like I say, I even speak to him now.
Mm.
He's got a list, and he's like that at times. So
Okay.
he can't ask for anybody worse than me and Shez that's done this to him. So
Yeah. Glynn
we put it
Snodin
on
and
there.
John Sheridan.
Yeah. So everybody's been coming into the ticket office and saying, "Oh, how much is that for sale?" Is it Bratton? And girls going, "I don't know what you mean. What's wrong?" And we know there's a washing machine on there saying for sale. These were buying tickets. This says, "Oh, you'll have to go to reception. We don't know." But now Sutty's got wind of it, so he's come out. We're training, and he's shouting at me, "Wait, yes, Snod, you shatter bastards!" We're going, all right, Al. Oh, yeah, the right words when we went in. But yeah, everybody was asking about the price of the washing machine. But
Yep.
when he started shouting it, we couldn't stop laughing, being Shez.
Oh, that's
So,
great. That's so
yeah,
good.
he would have pranked it. Yeah, him and Styles, definitely.
Okay, that's honestly really awesome. And I you know what, I'll probably clip that up and make that the promo bit for the episode. My final question
Yeah.
for you is, what's next for Glynn Snodin?
Well, I'm doing some coaching with my nephew, actually, my lad's son,
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, who, again, was at Leeds when he was a kid and he had some bad injuries. So we're doing some like coaching with like one-to-ones or small groups of 4 and 5
Mm-hmm.
in the community at Doncaster and at Rotherham. So we're going around doing all that, which, again, I love. I'm 64, but I love football as much as
Yeah.
I did when I was 15, 16. I'm still
Yeah.
got that buzz about it, the passion about it, and I want to give it, my expertise and what I can do. And if I can help any children along the way, who needs to be brought on, then we're looking to do that. And we've been doing that. Started it in January.
Mm-hmm.
I also work for like an agency as a football consultant, going out watching, players and teams and, going to try to get players for them. So
Yeah.
I'm doing that as well at the same time, yeah. So it's always involved in football. I can't do without it. It's a drug for me. I'll love it and I'll take it up to heaven with me. I know I will.
Fair enough. And actually, I just did think of one last question because it's been sort of a running theme in this interview. And how's your health doing these days?
Very, very good. Yeah, I suffered with blood pressure for last maybe 6, 7 years. They've
That
had
that sort of
serious
comes
blood
with
pressure.
age, though, sort of thing, doesn't it?
Well, mine were ridiculous. I didn't
Oh,
know the
oh,
situation, so it was yeah, a
okay.
scary one. Yeah, because my
It's
blood
it's
pressure, and
it's
again,
under
I didn't
managed.
know.
It's under
Say that
management
again.
now, though. It's manageable now.
Yes, yes, they've been fantastic. The hospital, the doctors, absolutely fantastic. Like, because I moved here, I've never
Mm.
had a, because we've had doctors at football clubs, so you're
Yeah.
ill, oh, just get some tablets, doc, and we'll get rid of it. We'll be out again.
Yeah.
So I had to have a complete checkup here,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
when they were doing it, they said, "Oh, we'll take your blood pressure," and I went, "Yeah, yeah, okay." I said, "I can't remember ever having this done blood pressure." So they went, "No, it's nothing anyway." So I said, "Right." Anyway,
Turned out
I
to be
got on
something.
it done. This one in what it 2016. I'm at Preston with Simon then. So they went, "Oh, can anybody drive your car to hospital?" I went, "Sorry." They went, "Can anybody drive your car?" I said, "Yeah, me. I know what it is. It's only 10 minutes down the road." They went, "No, you're not driving." I said, "Why not?" They said, "Your blood pressure." I said, "I don't understand." They went, "Your blood pressure is 230 over 120 odd, 24 or something." And I went, "Sorry, love." I said, "I ain't got a clue what you're on
Oh,
about. Then I don't know what
that's
you mean by numbers." They went, "No, it
yeah,
should be 120 or 80." And I went, "I
yeah,
still don't know what you mean." She went, "Well, you've got to go to hospital." I said, "Listen, I don't even feel ill. I'm fine. We've got a game on Saturday. I need to go into training tomorrow." They went, "You're going nowhere." They went,
yeah,
"You're going to have the." I said, "I am not." I said, "I'm going to train." I was stubborn as well. I said, "I'm going
yeah.
training." They went, "I'm sorry, you're not leaving here. We'll get you an ambulance and take you to."
Oh,
Well, I was in there 12 days having all these tests. And I was stubborn at first because like, I
yeah,
didn't feel ill, CJ, you know what I
yeah,
mean? And they're
yeah,
saying it's a silent killer, it's an heart attack or a stroke. Because
yeah,
even the nurses, when I went in that night, they went, "Oh my God, what did you have? An heart attack? Or do you have a?" I went, "I ain't had no. What you on about?" I
yeah,
said, "I'm fine. I don't even feel ill." They went, "God, you must be a fit lad." I said,
yeah,
"I still don't know what you're all on about." They went,
yeah,
"That's ridiculous. If you have had nothing like that." And
yeah.
so, yeah. So
Yet
from
at the
that day,
time, yeah, that's incredible. But
yeah.
now,
So I
glad
think
that it's definitely under management and manageable now
I
for
was
you.
just going to say, TJ, yeah, if I hadn't probably gone there, I might not be having this conversation with you now.
Yeah, wow,
So I thank them, for doing what they've
absolutely,
done. Yes. So yeah, but
absolutely.
now, yeah, I'm fine. Thank you very much for asking. And yourself?
That Oh yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Brilliant.
Fun fact, I actually just at the chemist about a week ago, just because they've got those, quick, what's the word? It's like a machine where it does all your, your height, your weight, your BMI,
Oh
does the
yes,
blood pressure
yes,
cuff, all that sort of stuff. It's like a
yes.
5 minute thing. My blood pressure is a little bit high, but not too high to worry about
Good.
yet. The key word there is
Good.
yet. Um,
Yes.
but everything else, a little bit overweight, but not obese. But it's nothing I can't get back into check, sort of thing. So thank you for
Good
asking.
on you, CJ. Good on
I
you. Yeah.
appreciate
Look
that.
after that
Um,
health. Look after.
oh, absolutely, because good health is good wealth, honestly.
Correct. Yes.
And
Correct.
you can have no money in the world, but as long as you got your health. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to thank you very much for coming on the podcast. I'd love to get you on at the end of the championship season for like a Leeds
Yes.
review, and hopefully, fingers crossed, Leeds will have that trophy of
Oh,
the championship.
yes.
Wouldn't it
We'll
be
be
great?
celebrating. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
absolutely.